Hello, I'm Richard Arfsten. I've been making sculpture for 40 years, and I just realized that so many of these pieces I can knit into a story about politics this year. This guy here is the Marquis de Sade of another planet. It's interesting how some of these pompous leaders have crazy hairdos. We got one with an orange comb over. All he thinks he has to do is wave his hand and everything's going to change. Jobs are going to come back. Let my pals rape your society and everything is going to be fine. You're going to be so happy. This is the golden boy who bragged about paying off all the politicians and that all the politicians were crooked. And then when he gets in, he's going to straighten everything out. Yes, sir. Well, look what he's doing. He doesn't have a clue how the government runs, and he's just making a mess out of everything. Every society has politicians who are less than admirable. Tricky Dick here. This guy Adolf wreaked havoc with the world. I hope we don't get another one of them. Lesson is, he wrote a book, told exactly what he was going to do, and did it. So you have to pay attention. These people are going to tell you what they're going to do. Don't think they don't have a plan. They got a plan and they're going to do it. This is our president's chief strategist. Listen to what he says. He is going to destroy our government. That is his intention. That's what he said. Believe him. Keep an eye on him. Keep him in check. He's got the president's ear. The president is too dumb to operate by himself. This is his brain. This is the chief strategist enforcer. Listen to him. He's very plain about what's going to happen. They have a plan. It's just like 1939 in Germany. It's called the Gestapo. It's coming. That's what they're doing. Pay attention. This is the face of the conservative movement. It's all about lowering the taxes, creating wealth for themselves, feeding the little people all kinds of baloney about getting jobs back. There's no rich man who is going to invest in putting products on shelves, making jobs for people that don't have the money to buy what they're putting up there. That's all poppycock. If you want to make jobs, it's simple. The middle class has to get some more money in order to buy product, in order for the manufacturer to hire people to replace the product. It's not rocket science. That means minimum wages have to go up. The people that do the buying, the middle class, have to have enough income in order to buy something to still stimulate the economy. How do we get into this mess? Every time we lower the taxes on the rich, what they do is they take that money and they build a factory in China or some other place and hire cheaper labor and bring it back here. You get a tax break for moving all the stuff over to another company. We, the people, are paying for them to do this. Our manufacturers have made China. China was nothing 20 years ago. Look what it is now. This can't go on forever. Guess what? The products at Walmart are going to go up. That's where the poor people buy their stuff. And what is it? We have subsidized making our middle class poor. That's basically what it is. Follow the money. Where is it going? Basically, it's going to the Cayman Islands. Conservatives passed laws to make it legal to avoid paying taxes. All kinds of empty promises. Take away your insurance. Screw with that. Take away your Social Security. Take away your Medicare. Take away women's rights to control their own body. More money, more money, more money for the rich. And the rest of us suffer. Father Earth is not happy with what he's watching. All in the name of creating jobs. We've got to mess with our clean water. If they wanted to create jobs, they could reroute the pipeline to go around the sacred lands and not through the river and take a chance on contaminating the groundwater. And it's all about making a big buck and hell with the consequences. You know, and if we're not careful, we're going to wind up with a dead planet, just like this. So, let's leave something for our grandchildren. Here's people that watch the political situation, don't say anything. This guy here, he just fails to see anything. This guy is all concerned about himself. It's all me, 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 no we. The hell with society as a whole. Just me. Fast buck. This is Mr. Complacent. Doesn't want to get involved. Why worry about it? I can't do anything anyway. La la la. This guy is chaos incarnate. Very dangerous. He wants you to listen to what he says and not pay attention to what he does. Oh boy, this guy's really, really scary. Here we have his counterpart. He's trying to tell us, pay attention to what's going on. We can lose our democracy. Pay attention. Our Mr. Chaos, flirting with Russia throughout the campaign, and now it looks like there's ties with Russia. He's fighting with the press. He's picking fights with our allies. He's doubting the relevance of NATO. Being a politician revolves around putting your best foot forward to present yourself in a very desirable light. Once elected, a transformation starts to begin. The public begins to see him in a different light. And then they begin to hide. They hide in Congress. Take secret votes. Don't participate in town hall meetings for information. Play games, not answering questions, dodging. If you are able to get them to give you an answer, they're lies. This is what we get. A monster. Paid off by and representing special interests for their own gain. Here we have a bouquet of forked tongues. This is what the American Indians said about the white man when they're signing their treaties. Lies upon lies, and now he wants to reduce the ability of the press to examine him. Only I can fix the problems of the world. I am the sun god. I have all the answers. Do not believe the evil press. It's all fake news. Sound familiar? They're all picking on me. Pick, 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 pick. Everything I do is wrong. Don't believe them. It's all fake news. Just like the orange firefly that got too close to the fire. He kind of got burnt. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this firefly lasts, how long he lasts once we put the magnifying glass to him. Orange is the look at me color. Orange is the color of the face makeup. Orange is the color of the hair. Look at me. I'm really, really smart. I'm really, really rich. I know more than the generals do. Believe me. I got all the answers. I'm going to bring back jobs. I'm going to do this. You're all going to be so happy. Orange is also the color of crash and burn. So much of the populace of our country is almost in tears at night when we listen to the news and see what the clown prince has been doing. Oh my God, it's just exasperating. I'm going to get rid of all of these crooked politicians. I'm going to drain the swamp. I'm going to fix everything. Oh, isn't that great? So what does he do? He puts somebody in who's going to take away our clean water and air so the millionaires can make more money. Oh, and we don't need a real education. Let them poor people, we got to keep them poor people in the dark. Got to do that. You know, when you grow a good crop of mushrooms, you got to keep them in the dark and then feed them a lot of you-know-what. Can't let them get smart enough so they actually understand what's going on. Don't want them to see me pulling the wool over their eyes. I'm so proud of the young people of this country standing up against this tyrant. Drain the swamp and all he does is fill it with crocodiles. Oh my God. Tweet, tweet. Quack, quack. Lie, 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 lie. Me, 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 me. Sounds like a 5-year-old that's been spoiled rotten. Never grew up. And the rest of the world can't understand it any more than we can. When the Iranian small boat flipped the Navy, the bird, our illustrious leader said, I'd blow him out of the water. I ain't going to take any kind of crap like that. And he's got his finger on a nuclear bomb. The soldier's job has always been to do or die and not to question the reason why. Well, guess what? That doesn't stand anymore. Now it's important to question. The politicians have to have some intelligence to lead. The populace has woken up. We are not sheep. We are not going to be sheep. We are not going to be led by somebody who is a bully, that has no concern for the rule of law. Americans come in all shapes and sizes and types. We are a land of immigrants, a melting pot. And we thrive on that. And that's who we are. This idea that somebody stands up and yells and shouts that he's going to make America great again. We are great. What is he showing us? I don't see any greatness and prejudice and dividing one type of person against another. What is that? That's not American. That sounds to me like Germany in 1930. If you don't learn from history, it's doomed to repeat itself. Despots know that resources and living conditions are major motivating factors. If you're raising chickens and you don't feed them enough and you got too many in a small space, they pick on the weakest one to the point where they actually kill it and eat it. Well, this is what the Grand Poopah knows. He's going to pick on the most vulnerable segments of our society. Right now, it's the Mexicans, the Muslims, not so much the blacks. The blacks are not so easy to push around. The Black Lives Matter movement has made him pretty leery of touching blacks right now. He's got to have somebody to pick on so that the Americans that don't have jobs got somebody that they can hate. Well, I have worked with a lot of Mexicans, and let me tell you something. They are the nicest people to work with. They don't give you any crap. There's no lip from them. They put their head down and they work. And the only problem I ever had was understanding them because I don't speak Spanish. But that's the way it is with all immigrants. When they come over here, they don't speak the language. But they're hard-working people. My grandfather was German, and he came over when he was 16 years old. He was a cabin boy on a ship. He jumped ship in New York Harbor, had 10 cents in his pocket. He didn't go to Ellis Island. He did the same thing the Mexicans are doing. And everybody else that's trying to get here. They're dying where they're at. It's preservation, you know. They're not coming over here to blow our people up. This idea of rapists and thugs. There's rapists and thugs everywhere in every society. You want to know something? There's more people killed by children with guns than there is by terrorists in this country every year. Why are the Mexicans coming up here? Well, it might have something to do with NAFTA, the trade agreements. And we flood their country with cheap corn. So their farmers all went bankrupt and lost their land. They had little farmers that had 1 acre of land that was their subsistence farmers. Okay, so now they can't sell their corn on the market because it costs them more to make the corn than it does for somebody else to buy American corn. What are they going to do? Are you going to let your kids die? Hell no. You're going north. You might leave the kids and the family here, but you go north and you find a job. You send some money back home to them. What the hell's the matter with that? How do you think this pompous ass got all his money? He got all his money by cheating people that work for him. Thousands. Lawsuits for not paying his bills. And you're worried about a Mexican that's coming up here that's taking a job that nobody wants? Breaking his back in a field? Have you ever tried that? Have you ever? Try that once. Go out and pick strawberries on a strawberry farm for yourself. Find out how much work it is. They do this and they don't get complain about it. And the men live in little camps. I know, I painted barns. I work these farms. They work hard. It just makes me sick. You got a loser that picks on downtrodden people. that are just trying to survive and contribute to society. Mr. Khan, the Muslim Gold Star father, said it superbly before the election when he said that the presidential candidate, he said he had a black heart, and that's exactly what it is. This man doesn't think about anything except himself and his own aggrandizement. Everything else is secondary. Just me, me, me. I think his whole persona is black, dark. I'm so important. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Keep your eye on the shiny little bauble. Do not pay attention to what I am doing. What I see is, what did we step into? How do we get ourselves out of this mess? This loser keeps leaving landmines all around for us to clean up. Where can I find my fortune teller to tell me when this bad dream is going to end and I can wake up and have life normal again? I want to wake up and greet the day with a smile and stand in the sun and say yay. I want to be happy again. I want to get rid of this dread. We need a break. It's only been a month and it feels like an eternity. If our president wanted to learn how to be a real leader, here's a man that he could study and learn something from. First of all, Dr. Martin Luther King did not beat on his chest and say, I'm the smartest person around. I'm the richest. I got all the answers. I'm going to make America great again. You know, there's something to be said for not being boastful or have some humility. Oh boy, that's really hard to get a bigot to understand that. Look what he did to Obama for 8 years. If that's not bigotry, what could it be? Here's a man with world fame, gotten by doing good deeds to help his fellow man, to lift his people from poverty and injustice. Here's a man who is faced continually with threats on his life, yet he persevered. Our demagogue only knows how to throw bombs, how to lie, how to make chaos, how to pit one party against another, and then somehow slip in there and make some money off of it. We have to resist and persist and hold a light on these people and keep them accountable and shame them in front of the whole world